connection between Purim and Moshiach? Anyone have any ideas what's the connection between Purim and Moshiach? Yeah?
Purim is the Geula.
What?
Purim is a Geula.
The girl says to open bubble.
Also that it says on the Moshiach, it says in Perek Zayin in Tanya that the beauty of the Likus that was in Matan Torah is similar to what's going to be when Mashiach comes. Like, what's going to be when Mashiach comes is similar to what's going to be when by Matan Torah. So Purim is the Kabbalah. It says Kimu v'Kivu Yehudim, they were Mekabel on themselves, whatever they started by Matan Torah. So in order to understand Mashiach, connected to Moshiach, with Purim, is also about understanding what happened by Matan Torah. So what happened on Matan Torah? Matan Torah, there was the Gili of Hashem came down on our Sinai, and the mitzvahs that we Mekayim after Matan Torah, the Ruchnis comes into the physical things that we do. The tefillin that we have has Kedusha on it. Before, Yaakov just had the makros. So we see also by Purim this idea of coming down into the Gashmias of the world. I mentioned about the Megillah, that the Megillah is written, Dafka. Esther asked the Sanhedrin that it should be written down. It shouldn't be just a zikaron or remembrance. Mordechai wanted it to be just a zikaron. It shouldn't be coming down into paper. It shouldn't be kasvuni. Esther Dafka wanted it to come down into Gashmias. And also the whole Yom Tov Purim is on a weekday. It's not a day that's also to do anything. It's not like Shabbos or Yom Tov. It's on a regular day. So that shows also that we're bringing the very high level of Purim into the physical day-to-day day. And also the whole story of Purim is why does it not mention any time in the Megillah Hashem's name? Well, the Alter Rebbe says that to bring out how Hashem comes into the Teva, into the world, even if He's not revealed. If we would say Hashem's name, then you don't really see how in the world itself is transformed, and just like any nes, a miracle is not that the Teva itself, it breaks Teva. It's not transforming the Teva. But the Nes of Purim is to transform the Teva. And that's also the idea of Nisma Geula L'Geula. One of the explanations of Nisma Geula L'Geula is that the Geula of Pesach, which is higher than nature, broke the Teva, there was all the markers. It's Nisma Geula L'Geula. We're bringing the idea of Pesach, the higher than Teva, into the Geula of Purim. And into the physical things, the chol dechechol, everything that a person does throughout his day, should have the geula of Pesach. The idea of higher than Teva in Teva. Another thing that we see by Matan Torah was that Moshe Rabbeinu, he connected all the Yidden and whatever, he spoke to Hashem and told whatever the Yidden said to Hashem. The idea of Moshe Rabbeinu bringing down the Torah down here. And the same thing is by Purim. Obviously, the Mordechai, how did he reveal that throughout the whole entire year, he was meyachid all the Yidden, and he brought out that they have a connection to Hashem. The neshama should have this actus of Hashem that Hashem should be into their physical thing. The joy of their neshama was through Moshe Rabbeinu, through Mordechai Shabbatayr. And that's the same idea of Mashiach, that it says that the Amalek is not just something that happened then, it happens every single generation, even in the Davidic and the Mashiach. In order to get rid of this Amalek is through connecting ourselves to the Nasi of that generation. And that's why there's a lot of different memorim of destroying Amalek and getting rid of Amalek through the Rabbi Saying Nisayenu. So this brings out how through connecting to the Nasi, through connecting to the Moshe of that generation, that's how we get rid of Amalek. And that's how we get to Moshiach, which is the idea of the Amalek is in every single generation, even in the Dar Dix Moshiach. Another thing that happened by Matan Torah was the arvus of the children, the Neinu Arvin Ba'adeinu. That is also something that we find by Purim. It says that Mordechai met 3 children and he asked them to say Psukeich, and besides for that he gathered every 2,000 children together and he taught them Torah. And the Sikha that speaks about the Psukeich, the Rebbe ends off that in order for the Psukeich to be the way it's supposed to be, Psukeich of the kids, is through bringing in not just the Tesha B'Ksav, whatever you have, not just by telling them what it says, but also by bringing in to the Psukim the ideas of Chassidus. And in the footnote it brings that in the times of Moshiach, the kids are going to even know the deepest parts of Chochmah. It's Mirim the Chochmah. So that's also a connection between Purim and Moshiach, that the kids are also going to realize, are going to learn the deepest parts of Chassidus. Fine. And another thing is the Simcha of Purim. It says that the Simcha of Purim has to be in a way of Adar Yada. The regular Simcha that we have throughout the year or some other time is in a way more like a Shiur. There's a mitzvah to have Simcha. But the Simcha that we have on Purim is Adar Yada. It's not mitzad any chiyuvim, and that's why a person has to be shikar on Purim, because this also brings out the idea of Mashiach, and because it says in the Sikha that the Simcha of Purim Katan, it says that through the Simcha that we have now, through adding in Simcha Bizman HaGolus, in a way that brings to the Simcha that's going to be in Asan Lavi. Asan always Craig Pinu. The Simcha now brings to the Simcha in Asan Lavi. And that's also the idea of giving Shleich Manes, Lishareyu, and Matan Savyain, and giving food to the poor. And the Simcha that we have for the poor people is in a way, the Rambam says it should be in a way of Deinu V'Shchina. You should give Sameach Levam the poor people, and through doing that, he's going to be Deinu V'Shchina. So the point is that when could a person have the real Simcha is after when he's Deinu V'Shchina, when he's connected and close to the Shchina. He does it not because he has a Simcha. It's not because he is happy. He's doing it because Hashem. He's doing it because he wants to be connected to Hashem, and that's the idea of also. When Moshiach comes, it's going to be Yitzhak, the great Gili of Halikus, that's going to be then, and that's how we're going to have the Simcha. And so another Sikha explaining the idea of why we don't say Halo on Purim. There's a Machaikis. What's the reasoning why we don't say Halo? And one of the opinions are that since, why don't we say Halo? Because we're still Avdei Ladach HaShvedish. We're still the servants of HaShvedish. So therefore, it's not right to say Halo. But the Rav Nachman says that we are able to, you should say Halo, because of the Kriyasa, the Megillah is considered to be Halo. Meaning that Mitzvah the Torah, when the person connects himself to the Torah, then even if he's in a matzav of Avdei L'Chashveyish, even if he's in the time of Golus, we turn it over that it should be that we're going to be, that we're not, the person with Zman HaGolus is not under the Achashveyish, not Avdei L'Chashveyish, really, and besides every person's neshama, he's always connected to Hashem. So, like different Nikudas, how we see somewhere of a connection between the Geulah of Purim and Mashiach, and connected to Matan Torah. If anyone has any more ideas about the connection, it would be nice to hear. Fine.
Yeah.